Hello everybody, and welcome back to the next episode of my Red Dead Redemption 2 playthrough. I'm all done talking about the gang members now, so I'm going to probably do a shorter session today, but I'm going to be answering some questions that you guys have asked me in the comments, and I've still got a few bits on the list left to do, so I really want to find the Chelonians in the hills by Granite Pass. I did have a look last time. I forgot that I was told it was in the hills near Granite Pass, and I was focusing a lot on Granite Pass, so hopefully if I wander through the hills a bit, I'll find them. I also want to see if I can find the vampires in Saint Denis that I've been told actually exist. I do remember Mary Beth said that there was a rumour that there were vampires in Saint Denis. I didn't think there were actually vampires in Saint Denis, so I am very curious to see what that's about. I already found one bit of, there was some writing on the wall, which I already found by chance. Didn't even think it was going to be anything to do with vampires. I thought it was just some graffiti or some weird cult shop or something, I don't know. But apparently there's more and I need to find them, and then that will lead me to the vampires. So, we'll see. And then yes, of course, I'm going to be answering some questions. And we'll see what else we end up doing, if anything. But yeah, last time was a long session, so this time will be a shorter one, I think. Okay, let's go. I know we've done most of the bounty missions as well. There might be some more to do down in Tumbleweed, perhaps? I think Valentine's all done. I know Saint Denis all done. I think Rhodes was all done. Blackwater's all done. Where else has bounty missions? Hey John, where's your hat? Why are you so unhappy with your dead eye? Did I leave you in a bad way? I'm sorry. Okay, let's get your hat back on. Let's have some kidney beans. Throw a can at Buell and then have oh no, Buell's doing okay. Okay, I need something. I'm gonna have some Kentucky bourbon whiskey. I remembered this time. Okay, now I've trashed the ranch. I do not know where the fam are, but that's okay. There's Uncle. Right, so... Oh, sorry.
Okay, boy. You good?
So the Chelonians are somewhere up here, but in the hills around it, so... It might be good to head towards sort of Tempest Rim. Yeah, we'll see. I'll go there, wander around for a bit, see if anything pops up. If not, I'll look for a map. We go. Oh, it's nice to have Buell out. I kind of forgot about him, if I'm honest. We already know with Bard that I tend to stick with one horse. And I really don't know who I prefer between Rachel or Buell. I like them both, but yeah, I was just so used to Rachel, I just kind of stuck with her and then forgot that poor Buell's been in the stables for so long. Get him out and stretch his legs a bit. So I will start by answering a question from Helen Tunnicliffe, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is, what was my most and least favourite stranger mission? And that was a difficult one to think about before I answered. I think I've got two almost joint least favourites and two almost joint most favourites, so it was tricky. For most favourites, I think I'm going to go with Charles Chatenay's missions. I'm not normally one for like crude humour, but I loved that you just never knew what you were going to get with him, and his missions made me laugh a lot. made me facepalm a lot, made me laugh a lot. Even though it's in Saint-Denis, which was my least favourite place. But it was very, very closely competing with Albert Mason's, because we all know how much I loved helping out Albert Mason. And I loved that Alberts were generally like out in the wilderness, and yeah, I just prefer sort of being out in the sticks compared to in the middle of the city. But I think because Charles's were a bit more exciting and a bit more immersive, and Albert's were a bit more, you know, go here, get my bag, go here, round up these horses, go here, fight these wolves. I don't know, it just felt a little more mundane. So although I preferred, like, I really loved Albert Mason, he was so sweet, and I loved like the settings and stuff, but I just found the missions a little bit less interesting than Charles Chatenay's, which was like next level. Charles's were just something else entirely. So yeah, Charles Chatenay, my favourite Stranger missions, I think. I really, really loved this rock carving guy, Francis. And I've been told that if I finish the rock carvings, there's going to be a really cool cutscene. But I've not done it yet, so at the moment, those are my answers. But if the collectible, you know, like the dinosaur bones and cigarette cards and stuff count as well, then maybe Francis will be competing for top place as well. But for now, Charles Chatenay is who I'm going with. Okay, he definitely said Granite Pass. But I've just looked it up and it's telling me to go here, which is pretty far away from Granite Pass. But let's go and see what we find, because I'm not having any luck here, so let's just check it out and see what is occurring. Come on, Buell. So my least favourite Stranger mission has to be the electric chair one. That was just so horrible. I was all excited at first, and it just, when they actually used it, I just felt awful, like thinking that I was a part of that. I like helped that happen to that poor person. I know he was like a criminal, but then so was I. But it was very closely challenged by the, I can't remember the name of it, but the one with the slave catcher guy. I know he did terrible things, but at least you didn't really see anything terrible happen during that mission, which is probably why it didn't come first. But it was just really, I mean, one, it just wasn't, he was a horrible person anyway, it just wasn't nice. But I also just found it really confusing and like a little bit frustrating because I didn't quite understand what was going on. I think because all of the letters that were read out were done in his voice rather than Arthur's, it kind of felt like they were all him, but some of them weren't from him, and then I just got a bit confused as to what was actually going on and who wrote the yeah, each letter. And yeah, you guys basically had to tell me what had happened because yeah, I couldn't understand it myself. So I think because during the actual mission, like, everything horrible has happened in the past and you never actually got to witness it happening. I think that's probably why I didn't win as my least favourite Stranger mission, but it was still horrible what had happened, and yeah, just frustrating because I kind of couldn't make sense of it at the time and was just left like really confused, like not quite sure what was happening.
We alone shall be saved. We are Chelonians.
Hi. Oh, no way!
Shall not be defeated. We shall be saved.
He's wearing a turtle costume.
Are you lost, friend?
Follow me, sir. Follow me. Together, we can be safe. Follow me. With this shell, I am safe from all things.
Shell of safety.
Follow me and be saved. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me to CHELONIAAA!
Where are you going?
CHELONIAAA!
No! No! Come back! They did not just jump off a cliff in front of my eyes.
CHELONIAAA!
John! Shut up. Don't you jump. Oh my goodness! I thought your whole thing was safety! That's not a very safe thing to do! I think I can see them! What just happened? This is definitely the place. Was that what they were going to do with Jamie? Or is it because there's this new guy in town? He's not doing a very good job of running the club, I have to say. Buell, let's go and see our dead friends. Oh my gosh, he was dressed like a teenage mutant ninja turtle and everything. I'm so shocked. That's not what I was expecting. I thought they'd be doing their like chanting and like, I don't know, cuddle circles and stuff, like nice harmonious activities together. Where are they? This is the... Why did you do that? Does this look very safe to you? So CHELONIAAA is like the afterlife then, I'm guessing? Why do these people just look like kids like Jamie was? Where's Turtle Guy? I swear if he survived. Oh no, there he is. I'm shook. I'm shooketh. Right, CHELONIAAA's done, I guess? I certainly don't think there's going to be any more. I'm going to try, and this wasn't in my original plan, but I'm going to go and try and find Bigfoot, because I'm pretty much here anyway. So, yeah, I'll see. I know I need to go to, I've forgotten what it's called, Calumet Ravine, and somewhere around here is a flock of birds near the water, and they will take off when I get there, and I need to follow them. That's the instructions I've been given. We'll see if it all goes to plan, as always. Birds near the water. Don't know how near the water. But I was told it was a whole flock and not just one or two. Okay, let's have a look around. I love how blue this water is. Oh, I just ran over a fish again, I'm sorry. This is such a cool place. 2 fish, you know what, I'm taking them. Well done, Buell, you're a better fisher than I am. Oh, a muskie. Wow, it's a big fish. Can I only store one or can I store more than one? Oh, it sunk. I think I can squeeze it. Oh, okay. Right, let's go and cook these up. If I just press F, I assume I can't cook in the water. I think I've actually got loads of big game meat and herbs, so I could probably take this time to cook some other things. I'm gonna eat that one. I don't really need to, but... So yes, I had a brilliant question from Jeff Serrano, which was, what is my favourite score in the game? So I've already answered my favourite camp song, and I've already answered my favourite overall song. But I will admit, I was thinking of the sort of ones with lyrics, rather than sort of instrumental scores. I don't know officially if a score can be a song with lyrics or if it is purely instrumental. But to focus on the more ambient background instrumental songs, some exciting, some, yeah, more mellow. I didn't know the names of them, but while I was playing there were a few songs that played and I thought, oh my gosh, I really love this. Others, it was a bit too much for me. And I didn't know their names, so I've gone back and listened to a bunch. And of like the official score for Red Dead Redemption 2, there is one that stands out to me so much more above the rest as one that just, I don't know why, it just clicks with me, I just really love it. And that is the one called Blessed Are the Peacemakers, which is ironic because it actually ended up being one of my favourite missions as well. But that kind of really mellow but reflective guitar playing, I don't know, it's just so easy to listen to, and I don't know, it just vibes with me so well. I love it. Of all the tracks I listened to, some of them were quite good. I think Red Dead as a game did a fantastic job of really setting a mood with the music. Even the more loud tracks that I wouldn't really say I liked, or liked to listen to, with like trumpets and stuff, but they did such a good job at what they were meant to do, which was to set the scene and set the mood. The whole game had such a good score, but in terms of one that I would actually like to listen to, it's definitely Blessed Are the Peacemakers. I would play that around my house doing housework, or while I was reading a book. You know, I'd love to just listen to it as it is. Like, it's not the song itself that catches your attention, but it enhances the moment. I think we're in the area near Arthur's grave. Should we go and visit Arthur's grave? I forgot to last time when I was right here. So I was told it's near, just up the hill from the mysterious hill home. Let's go to the hill home first. Ooh, hungry snake. Let's find the hill home and then... Oh, his hill home. Up the hill, is it up there? I know a few of you did say wait until I 100% complete the game and then go to see Arthur's grave, because I think you get a special cutscene. I'm not going to 100% complete the game. Oh, you guys, I swear you guys said, I don't know if it's true or not, but this is the house of the leader of the Chelonians? Was it the old leader or the new leader? Is that what that symbol is about at the top? It does look like a turtle. Was that always there? Oh, well, no one's living in it now. Yes, I'm not going to be 100% completing the game, but I can do a reaction video. What I'm probably going to do is collect all the cutscenes and videos I didn't get to see, and probably won't during my Lawana playthrough, and I'll probably do one reaction video of, like, with all of them in it, so yeah, you guys can experience my reactions to them, and that way I still get to see them, because I love the cutscenes, and this game has so much to offer with them, so it's a bit too much for me to 100% complete the game, but I definitely don't want to miss out. I still want to see them, so I will cheat and watch them online. You guys can watch them with me. Is it here? Is that it, or is that just a rock? That's facing east though, isn't it? Oh! that's facing east? Or does it mean you would stand there looking west? That's gotta be it. Oh, it is. Arthur Morgan. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Aww. Hey, Arthur. Oh, this feels weirdly emotional. I didn't expect this. I was like, you know, I know he's dead. You know, he's not coming back to life. I didn't expect to feel so like this was so special. Hi. You have such a lovely view. I think this is a very appropriate view for somebody who travelled so much of the world and the land. I've been to that tree over there, up on the hill. I think. Is that where the bottles were hanging? And then all the way to the mountains. To the waterfall. It's all the places we've been, Arthur. Okay, this is I can inspect. Arthur Morgan. Such beautiful flowers as well. Did Charles do this? You know, I know this is probably just sheer coincidence, but you know how when Shaun died there was an eagle in it was like when some of the gang members died and Arthur kind of was writing his journal and reflecting on it and yeah, just sort of monologuing how he was feeling. When Shaun died and he was doing that and it kind of showed you like some random images and it showed an eagle, and then when Kieran died it showed like a heron or something along those lines. And when I ran over here there was like a, I don't know what bird of prey it was, but there was like a bird resting on the rock behind his headstone. I know it's just a coincidence, but it's just kind of cool. It kind of feels like a, I don't know, they're like Evelyn Miller said, how he wanted to be burnt rather than buried because he wants to you know, like fly up into the sky with the birds rather than be trapped under the ground with all the worms. It just kind of feels like that, like their spirit flying off into the sky. But I mean, it has been like years or so. Arthur really hung around if that was him. Oh, I wonder if this is like the first time that John's... Actually, yeah, it would be, because Charles only told John where he was buried. Yeah, during the epilogue, and we've been with John since then. So this is the first time John's been back to see Arthur. And Buell came as well, and Arthur knew Buell really well. It wouldn't have been the same if I'd brought Rachel, because I don't think Arthur ever met Rachel. It's nice that Buell's here as well. Come on, Buell, come say hi. When people say facing, I always thought that meant that like the headstone was facing that way. So like, you know, if the dead person sat up, they'd be facing that way. Please don't do that, Arthur. So I thought, like, if I was his headstone, I thought he'd be facing that way. So to stand at Arthur's grave, I'd be looking that way. But I see. So it's like I'm standing here facing west to talk to Arthur. My goodness, last time I think I was only like there. I think I never came down this hill, but I was looking for the statues because they were showing on the mini-map. Yeah, I think I was stood like here. I was looking at that hill. Admittedly, I wasn't looking for Arthur's grave all this way west, though. But yeah, I stood over here and Arthur's grave was just... I probably looked at it and didn't even realise. Bye, Arthur. It's actually supposed to be going down to here. There's supposed to be birds, but I'm not very good at finding them. Are they there every time, or is it like a every now and again? Yeah, I needed to have a few discoveries in my compendium, but I checked and I have like way outdone what I need to do for that, so it's not bad. So I've looked it up, and it's about here. It's this beach area here. But what I saw on the guide is nothing like what I've actually... Yeah, I've never actually come across that happening when I've gone there with like that many birds flying that slowly. I've seen one or two sort of crow-like birds or the odd like bird of prey, but this is like... It almost looks like a flock of pheasants or something, like long-tailed, slow birds, so... I think, yeah, they're all around here. They're all in the rocks and stuff. And they all take off in that direction. The birds aren't showing up for me, and this is the third time I think I've looked for them, so maybe it's just not an every time thing, or perhaps for whatever reason it's not working for me. It might be it had to be done as Arthur or during the story. Maybe now I'm past all that, it's not working. I don't know if it will just work, but I'm going to try and go to where the guide said that the cave is, if I can remember. And, you know, it might be that the birds need to trigger it, or maybe... Oh, sorry. The birds might need to trigger it, or maybe I can just, yeah, go there and carry on with the interaction. I guess we'll find out. So we run towards the flower meadow, which I have been to before, and the pretty shack. Hopefully no bear here this time. And then I think they run around this bit of the rock. Here. There's nothing. I guess you need the birds to do it. Apparently I go here and there's some interaction. I don't...
Hey, buddy.
I think it's a bit like the Devil's Cave, where... I mean, I could go up to him, but I wasn't supposed to, I don't think. I think you just kind of stay down here and there's an interaction, which obviously isn't happening. So I don't know if it's just, yeah, the whole thing doesn't work for me, or if it's because I didn't follow the birds here. But, never mind. I'll either check out a video of it, or I might be able to do that in the low honor playthrough. But I'm not going to try and do it anymore because I don't think it's working for me. Okay, how about I'm going to want to go to Saint Denis to look at this vampire business, and I'm already... I don't know exactly where Mrs. Grimshaw's grave is, but I was told it was over here somewhere, so I'm going to look it up and we're going to go and see Mrs. Grimshaw. And then we'll head on straight down to Saint Denis. Okay, so I think I've done all the bounty missions apart from... There's no more bounty poster in Tumbleweed either. So I think I've done all the bounty missions, at least for like the majority of the map. I don't know if another one might show up in Tumbleweed at some point, but I think I've done all of these ones, at least. No bounty mission, but we will go and see Mrs. Grimshaw on our way down, and then we can go down to Saint Denis. So I'll go and find out where she is. Let's go and see the camp mum. Okay, apparently it's just behind the deer butt down here. I think it's about there. It had V, deer, E. It was to the left of the road, to the right of the deer butt. Let's go have a look. So my next question is from Big Tron. And I actually owe a lot more credit to Big Tron because Bigtron actually gave me a lot of really great questions to answer, and I did answer a lot of them already, but that was before I was kind of adding the... Ooh, so hungry. Ah! Uh-oh! Don't look, Jenga. I didn't just kill your cousin. So, thank you, Bigtron, for all the amazing questions. One of the ones I haven't yet answered is which is my favourite camp that we stayed in. I don't know if CHELONIAAA counts. That possibly would have been my least favourite. But yeah, I don't know if it counts because it was more of a stopgap really than like a place we'd decided to settle down. It was more like a rendezvous point, I'd say, for everybody. My favourite, which I'm sure a lot of you could probably tell anyway, was Clemens Point. I liked Horseshoe Overlook. It had a really great view. Yes, it was quite tricky to find or be found there, and yet at the same time you could see so much of the surrounding area, which was pretty cool. You know, it was a nice hilltop, had great views of the sunrise and sunset, lots of trees nearby. It was really lovely. But I think when we moved to Clemens Point, we were quite exposed from the lakeside. You know, people could spot us from quite far away, but just having that lake right there. Why is that tree shaped that way? That's not a normal... Yeah, I was going to say that's not a normal shaped tree. One of your better drawings, John. One of your better drawings. Why? How would... I have some botanical questions here. Did somebody make it grow like that? Did it choose to grow like that? Is this the tree version of conjoined twins? Like, how? But we were still kind of tucked away. Oh, another one! Oh my goodness! Jengi, you're just in time. How interesting. Is there like more of them? I remember finding one. Where was it? Oh, it really is in a row. I was going to say, I think it was this one I found. There's a cam. Yep.
Someone's coming. Someone's coming.
You bet they are. Still alive? You both are? No. Is there more?
More of you, of course.
You'll know. Fuel! Stop trying to defend them. Don't you start. Yeah, so the I felt like at Clemens Point we were still tucked away. We had that lovely little bit of woodland nearby us that kind of kept us quite secluded. But we were still quite close to the town if we needed anything. It wasn't far to get there. Just being by the lake was just so beautiful. It was obviously really nice for the people who like to go fishing. It was nice for Jack. There was quite a good amount of space kind of along the shore around our camp for people to kind of go and get some quiet time if they wanted it. Like occasionally you would find just Abigail sat on like a log looking out of the water, or we'd see Molly just sort of reading a book to herself and stuff like that. So it almost felt like a bit of a holiday without it officially being a holiday. Yeah, I just thought it was really nice. Right, so there's the first one. I think that's the first one. And then we go up here. Oh, in this direction. So there's the second one. Okay. Cool. There's the third one. There's a cam. Yeah. What if they cut it down? What if there was another trail tree here? And they cut it down for the railway? Which I have to say is looking fantastic. I don't think there's any more trail trees. Right, let's go find Mrs. Grimshaw's grave. Where were we? It was next to the deer butt. This way. Was this the spot where they were building the railway before? It definitely looks new. I can't remember which spot it was though. But I swear it was around here. It was here. This is where the camp was. Not anymore. There was apparently a quest here that I missed. So I might do that in the low honor playthrough if I can. Because I don't know anything about it, I just know people were like, oh no, you missed that really cool quest. So yeah, I'll see. Is it up here? Is it around here? Oh! Okay, she has a cross. Assume this is her. Oh, wow! Look at that view. Is this it? Oh, it is. Susan Grimshaw. Oh, is that a necklace? Oh, that is so sweet. Susan Grimshaw. I bet Charles did that as well. He is so thoughtful. Like, so considerate. See, that I would consider facing west, because it's like... Maybe it's just me. I think I'm just confused. Okay, shame about the railway that they built. And the view isn't great right now. There's not good visibility, but we do have a rainbow, and I think that's like the lake and the waterfall and all the forest. Like, if I'm being honest, I think Mrs. Grimshaw got a better spot than Arthur. And it was closer. How far away are we? How far did Charles carry her? So yeah, like Beaver Hollow to here. You know, not too far. Beaver Hollow to all the way over there. Much further. Yeah, I think Mrs. Grimshaw got the better deal. There we go, it's clearing. It is a shame about the train track. That'll make the spot a bit noisy, which I suppose isn't great. And obviously all the water is like poisoned. Oh! You know what I've just spotted? Don't know if it's the one I was looking for, but there is a hearth standing by itself. So I don't get the whole like what looked like grass and mountains and stuff. Or like cliffs, but I might go down and check that out and just confirm that that isn't the place I'm looking for. Where was it? Was it this spot? And why are there dead people there? Are they different to the ones I saw before? Right, off we go. I wonder how that village is doing. I wonder if they're all dead yet or still going on about the curse.
Hurry up. You search that and I'll toss this.
Oh, will be now.
Someone's coming.
Someone's coming. You don't say.
More of you, of course. Murphy's take what's ours.
So again, this has a fence around it again. Oh my god. Every time that scares me so much. I was so focused on the hearth. Right, first let's put my hat back on. Priorities. If I'm gonna die, I'm dying with that hat on. And then we'll get some herbs. Right. Anything going on in here? I didn't think it let me do that before. I think it must be this place then. Oh. Okay. Was that there before? I swear I checked it before. I'm not 100% sure that was actually to do with the map. The backdrop, like the hearth is, yeah, that's here, but the backdrop doesn't look anything like it. Oh, I just read a comment today that said if I go into that strange man's shack in first person view, I might see something strange in the mirror. So, I'm going to do that. I did at one point think I was wearing a top hat, but that wasn't in first person view, and that was just because the curtain was behind me at the right angle. I'm very intrigued. Sorry, so I was saying about my favourite camp. So yes, my favourite is Clemens Point. But yeah, the lake, it kind of felt secluded and yet it still felt open. It didn't feel too like closed in. Was it the sunsets, I think it was, were like beautiful on the lake. You obviously had all the islands to explore. Rhodes was nearby, so you kind of felt far away from everything, but it wasn't far to get to places if you needed to pick anything up. So yeah, I just really liked it. My least favourite place actually wasn't Beaver Hollow, which I think is what most people are probably expecting. It was Shady Bell. I didn't like Shady Bell. It was kind of cool having like a proper big house. But yeah, it was just, I know I wasn't there and I can't get these senses, but it felt hot and sticky and sweaty and like there were mosquitoes everywhere. There were obviously loads of like alligators nearby and stuff, so I was like worried for Jack and myself when I went running around. I don't know if it's because we like claimed that spot from the Lemoyne Raiders, but it just felt like...
We got the bastard! Now kill him!
Speaking of Lemoyne Raiders,
You ain't gonna win this.
Oh, hello. They just say we're gonna win this. Oh, bless you. I was just thinking as I ran up to it that it would be a really good place for an ambush. Yeah, I don't know if it's because we got Shady Belle by first clearing out the Lemoyne Raiders, who obviously might have wanted their spot back. We were far from everything, but it just felt so much like everyone knew where we were, and at any point people were going to sweep in and try and take us out. Obviously the O'Driscolls did somehow get hold of Kieran, and they did come riding in. The Pinkertons obviously knew where we were after the bank robbery and stuff, but even before all of that, just it felt too dangerous being there. It didn't feel safe. I never got that feeling of like, oh, we're safe for now. Nobody knows where we are, you know, we're tucked away. It just felt too out there, too open. It felt too, like the environment felt uncomfortable. You know, I could literally see... What? Oh!
Oh, could have sworn.
Hello?
Easy there. You're okay, boy.
Where did they go? Was it the night folk? Oh dear! Oh dear, oh dear, this is no bueno, this is no bueno! This is scary, I forgot! This is the night folk territory. Oh, John's pretty good with a gun. I'm glad he is, because I'm not. Oh, that was scary. I didn't expect the night folk so soon. I kind of forgot about them, if I'm honest, and I also thought, like, it's only just become nightfall. Yeah, we were right by the night folk. That was another thing. They never came into Shady Belle. I honestly never thought that they would, but obviously we were very close to the bayou where there's all these, like, night folk people running around. There's the Lemoyne Raiders, the O'Driscolls showed up, the Pinkertons were hot on our tail. Angelo Bronte was picking beef with us. It was just, I don't know, there was just too many people who wanted us dead, too close by. Alligators, who didn't, I don't think, had a personal vendetta against us, but still, you know, they were, yeah, there were lots of them nearby. Right, Buell, what was that about? We could have outrun them, but no. You had to give them a human sacrifice, didn't you? This is definitely not going to be a creepy visiting that place at night. I wonder if the strange man will be there. Oh, that's something else. Someone in the comments today said that when it said on the wall, from the snow to the cave, that was a reference to our story starting in the Grizzlies and ending at Beaver Hollow. So if that's true, that was about us, and how did the strange man know about us? And he knew about Jimmy Brooks. Is that flamingos? That's so cool. So does that mean that he's been following us? Or is it one of our people who are the strange man? So something just give me the creeps. Okay. First person. Don't know why I'm getting nervous. I've already been in here before. Hope he's not here. And we're gonna look at the mirror. Oh. I just look like me, I think. Maybe it's only when you first go in here. It made me jump, but it was just him turning around. Is it something in the mirror? Like the reflection of something? Oh, looks pretty spot on, to be honest. Yeah, from the snow to the cave. So I mean, if that makes sense that it would be about us. I gave everything for art and learned too much and nothing at all. I don't know if that could be a reference to us at all. The water is black with venom. Well, there's black water, and the last mission of the epilogue was called American Venom. But those are the only two associations I can think of. The water is black with venom. Maybe it could mean like American Venom was us going after Micah. And Micah was probably the one behind the whole Blackwater thing. So it could be like referring to Micah as Venom. And I don't know, his involvement in Blackwater? Probably not, but you never know. His final toll will sound my greatest coming. His final toll. I don't know. I know you. Yeah, well, I don't know you, so I'm trying to figure out who you are. The moon will shine on in the darkness. Moonshine? But I don't know how that's relevant either. Unless it's like how Arthur sort of brought hope and goodness even when things were going so bad. He was like the balance. I don't know how the others kind of tie in, if they even do. But from the snow to the cave, that does make sense. And it makes, I mean, you've got Jimmy Brooks' poem here. But no mirror thing for me. At least. Just checking he hadn't come home. Wasn't waiting for me. I still love those flowers, but I'm still so confused as to why they're there. That's a lovely potted plant too. Nice bottles. Alright. Sandania Tears. Hello. I don't think you are flamingos, but you're very beautiful pink birds.
Hey, friend.
Okay, so on the map, they all seem to be, this is for the vampire thing, they all seem to be sort of in this area. They're all around, hanging around Dennis. And I can't remember where all of them are, but I know the first one was here. Now that might be the one. I think that's the one I've already found. So I'm going to go here, have a look, because it was right above the N on that corner, and then go from there. But they're all in the same area, so I don't know how easy they'll be to find, but at least I don't have to go far. Oh, I keep meaning to go to the fence as well. I keep on collecting all these things and then not actually turning them into... Ah! Not actually turning them into the trinkets and stuff, so I need to get that done.
This has been, as you all know, a long time coming. The state of Lemoyne has outgrown this man. Lies and perversions of the truth. But you have not gotten past your memory of it. Ha! This is a goddamn travesty. The Federation built on lies. Lindsay Waffle, a senior member of the outlaw gang they call the Lemoyne Raiders. Look here. Guilty of got carpetbaggers taking bounty jobs. Arms dealing.
That's the guy we caught last time.
And countless atrocities against lawmen and state officials. I say to you today, We will not tolerate these intimidation tactics any longer. Come on! For laying waste to this good state and abusing the fine people in it, you will die. Hell, I'm weary of it. Pull it!
Oh, Lord!
Now let this serve as a message to any other ingrates that believe they know better than the United States.
That got my heart
Lemoyne
beating
will
fast.
seek out gang activity and eliminate it.
Something?
The raiders are finished.
When someone was like, oh god, like what did they think was going to happen at a public hanging?
Hi there.
Hello?
Hey there.
Hi.
I imagine that was a long time coming.
Well, the raiders are a goddamn menace, but there's much work to do yet.
Officer?
What's his accent? It's
Fine country around here.
Uh-huh.
that police chief. He has such like a unique accent and I can't figure out where in America it's from. Is it even like a regional accent or is it just a unique police chief Lambert accent? Right. Oh, the street rule, the good stuff happened. Okay, hopefully I can see now. Yes, this is one I found. I drink from the maiden, and I live again in the dead. The heart of the ring of blood. So, that one I found. Okay, apparently there is one on the corner on the tail of the S. So let's go have a look.
Hello again. That was quick.
I love your hair. I might have said that to you before, but I just think it's fantastic. Look at that long plant.
So, how's
Sorry.
everything going?
Didn't mean to stare. It's just, I just love good hair. Right. I'm looking for writing. What was here, wasn't it? Tail of the S. Don't think that's one of them. Headley Baking Co. Assorted biscuits. Vampire Co. Oh! Oh, here we go. Oh, inspect. That's a lot less obvious than the last one. I feed again, the blood of life, the circle has begun. Okay. What was the drawing with that? Here we go. I feed again, the blood of life, the circle has begun. Yeah, to me that looks like the map of where it was found. Here? That looks like writing. I spotted that further away, that was easier to spot.
How are you today? Just fine. Build it before a ball of these. Good to see someone around here smile.
Five bones under the perfect star. Nosferatu with Dominica will become mortal again. Okay, what? 5 bones under the perfect star. Nosferatu with Dominica will become mortal again. I used to work with a girl called Dominica, so I know that that's a name. Nosferatu is not a name I'm familiar with, but maybe that is a name. Nosferatu with Dominica will become mortal again. Okay, sure. The other one was, I can't remember exactly where, somewhere around here. I'm just gonna pick on that spot for a minute. Maybe I'll check the map again.
Hey, you!
supposed to be here?
Shush.
Hey, I ain't causing you no harm.
This ain't necessary. Leave me be.
Leave me be. Is it in here? Also, why is a vampire going around graffitiing? Oh! Like, surely they shouldn't be advertising about themselves. Oh, sweetest of napes, may your blood remain forever on my lips. 6 there will be before the lust is sated. Like the nape of someone's neck? Oh, sweetest of napes, so like of sweetest of necks, may your blood remain forever on my lips. So this vampire is a foodie. 6 there will be before the lust is sated. They need to eat or feed on 6 people before they feel satisfied. How many are on the map? Okay, there were only 5 places. So I've done 4 now, I think, and the next one is apparently around here. And that's 5, but they said 6, so... Will there be a vampire at the last one, or... Will I get ambushed by a vampire? Ooh, getting scared now. Isn't this the place where I got robbed?
Hey, what's gotten into your head?
I'm sorry, what?
What's your problem?
There's not a vampire here at least.
A poor gentleman from LeGras was in town yesterday. You know, I might feel like I got it bad, but there's worse out there.
Oh,
Well, what can you do?
So then...
is it the places I've been? With one long kiss, I draw the life from her
Only so much
and
work one
await
person
the
can do.
outpost of advancing day. So they've killed a woman
Hey now.
and they've drawn a star. Oh, what was that?
Praise God for small mercy. Well, all right.
5 bones under the perfect star. Nosferatu with Dominica will become mortal again. 5 bones under the perfect star. I mean, it's not a perfect star, if we're being particular, but it is a star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 5 points. I don't know what that has to do with bones. Do you reckon, like, if I... Okay, I could be absolutely wrong. And I do have a guide that will tell me if I keep reading. But I'm going to try and figure this out myself just a little bit. I'm going to try and wait until nightfall. And then maybe in the middle of this star. Because I don't think they can come out now because it's during the day. Right? There's people everywhere. And it's during the daytime. And they said about waiting until...
Hello.
Waiting out the sun or the daytime. So where is... Oh, hold on. If maybe once it gets dark I run around, try and find the middle of the star. It's this one. So this would be the center of the star, is that right? I don't know, that feels very, that is a full-on street, though. Yeah, somehow I don't think a vampire's going to be hanging out the back of a church. Wouldn't that be funny though?
How are you?
I've seen better days.
Maybe in here? I mean, I could see. Okay, I'll come to this courtyard and alley, because I think this is in the star. Not when it gets to the buildings, though. And then if they're not there at night time, then I will just check a guide. Definitely seemed like it would be outside of here, though. Oh,
You look where you're going.
no, I'm sorry. That was.
What's your problem, partner?
Oh,
What did I do to you?
I'm sorry.
I ain't got the heart to push this any further. It was only a joke.
I don't believe I understand your sense of humor.
Neither do I. I pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry. Okay. Maybe they will be on the street. Let's find out. Right, I wanted to go to a fence, didn't I? Can any fence do the trinkets, or is it just the roads guy? I feel like I already know, and I've forgotten.
Well, look at this. A cadeau from my past. Explore, explore. I have quite the stock.
Yes, you can.
Something in mind? All I need are the right materials.
Cougar Fang.
Here you are. Some of my best work.
A boar tusk talisman. Ah, yeah, the petrified wood. Someone told me that's what it was for.
All finished. Truly unique and just for you.
Tatanka bison horn. Ram horn.
And here you are. Fantastic, no?
Pronghorn horn. Okay, so alligator tooth, I've not done yet, but I also don't have the vintage Civil War handcuffs. That old brass compass, I was told I need to go to Francis's house again, the one who told me about the rock carvings, and apparently pick it up, because it's that compass to make that. Legendary panther eye. There is a legendary panther. Stops animals on horseback from spoiling. That's fantastic. I need that. I'm so glad I've got it now. Good.
Ma mère, God rest her, prayed she would not see the year 1900. She may have been wise in her ablutions.
Oh, these are all so good. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Don't go talking about this now.
Good evening.
Evening, friend.
Buenas noches, señorita.
Hi there, miss.
Howdy.
You holding up okay, I hope.
Been better.
Evening, sir.
Evening. It is dark. Let's go and see if we can find ourselves some vampires. Oh, there's loads of people in there.
Yeah.
Let's show all the vampires. For your kids.
Get lost on the way to the outhouse?
Didn't think my theory was right.
Well, man.
I think vampires indeed do not hang out at the back of churches. Okay, I'll see if I can check the guide then and see where I'm supposed to go while it's still nighttime. Okay, so I just found out I was correct. I just saw the cross on the map. It said if there's no other NPCs in the area, a corpse will show on your map at night. Maybe because they're all the NPCs, maybe it was still too early. And then there's gonna be a vampire there. And I don't know what I do after that. I just saw that there was a vampire there. I'm scared now.
So, you found me.
Hey, what are you doing?
Stay back for your own sake. I walk with the undead.
What, you're a vampire?
I have been called many names over the centuries. Now go, or I'll feed on you too.
Yeah, you're no more a vampire than I am.
I'll suck you dry.
You didn't like that? I didn't think that could kill vampires. I thought it was a whole stake through the heart or running water or something. Oh my gosh. Vampires are real. Ornate dagger. Yes. They've given me a vampire knife. This is the coolest. Yeah. A rare decorative dagger featuring a silver blade embossed with ornate designs and a gold statuette handle. This weapon previously belonged to a strange pale man dressed in black, discovered lurking amongst the back alleyways of Saint-Denis. Favourite weapon ranking? 30 out of 63. I think this is now number 1 out of 63 for me. Oh my goodness. Yes, that's new favourite weapon. Can I loot the vampire? He's definitely dead, isn't he? It's very cliche. He was... Yeah, he's definitely a vampire. Look at that guy. He has vampire-y nails. I see his teeth. Not really. Can't really see if he had fangs. Oh, buddy! Oh, bad things happen to you. Look how he's dressed and everything. Oh, you wait till Mary Beth hears about this. She is going to lose her mind. I'm sorry you died. But that must mean there's another one, right? Because it said about 2 people. I should have asked him his name. I don't think he's Dominica. I think he's the other one.
Hello.
Well then, we just killed a vampire. And vampires are real. And they do hang out at the back of churches. Well, I don't really know where to go from here. That was that was more than I was expecting. I guess I will now go back home. But I've still got some stuff to answer on the way back, and who knows what else will happen across. Look, all of this is going on, and literally just behind that building, they don't know that there's a vampire and someone's dead. And all these people have no idea.
Yep.
Right behind the Armstrong and Price sailmaker and shit chandler place. Gosh. It's right under all their noses and they don't even know. And there's probably more. I bet there wasn't just one vampire.
Ready, boy?
You smell worse than my grandma, mister.
I get that a lot. Alright, so I think I finished answering Big Tron's question, but yeah. Clemens Point, my favourite camp.
Yeah? What?
Shady Belle, my least favourite camp. Which leads me quite nicely onto the next question. Which I think was only asked as a joke, but I never joke about chores. So, Murphy has asked me what my favourite chore is. And in all honesty, it depends what camp I'm in, I think. And kind of where we were in the story and what had happened. I think for Horseshoe Overlook, it was probably the hay, I think, delivering hay to the horses. I quite liked the chores, I think, that got me walking around camp, because it was like an extra free opportunity to overhear interesting conversations and say hi to everybody as I walked past. And obviously, to begin with, I was like worried about Kieran, and yeah, it kind of gave me an opportunity to go right over to him, because he tended to kind of keep some distance from the rest of the gang. He was always hanging around. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That is one strong horse you've got there. Just took out 2 horses in a wagon. Yeah. Yeah, so Kieran would always like tuck himself way out the way. Outside of where I was normally going to do like most things, so it was kind of nice to get the opportunity to go out to the horses, which is where Kieran would hang around.
No one can stop us, eh?
And then it gave me a chance to kind of check in on Kieran and see how he was doing. Same for the people who were kind of keeping watch, or yeah, kind of setting themselves away from the others to read a book or something. It's all the people I might normally miss. It gave me the opportunity to yeah, just check in with them and see how they were doing. But then when it got to Clemens Point, it was definitely the water. One, because I love that Riverside song from Agnes Obel, and getting water from the lake always got me singing it. Just got that song stuck in my head. But again, it kind of got me walking past everybody. I loved the lake and I loved being next to the water, so yeah, it just got me sort of walking over and hanging out over there, so that was nice. And again, there was still some people I kind of didn't necessarily know were hanging out on the shoreline and would miss, and it kind of got me to the outskirts of camp over there to see everybody, which was quite nice. My favourite chore in Shady Belle was probably chopping the firewood, because I didn't like Shady Belle and I didn't want to go anywhere. And I just wanted to stay there and chop wood and just take out all my anger on the logs. I think because of the events that transpired when we were staying at Shady Belle as well. Obviously it wasn't the whole time we were there, but after Kieran died, it was a lot more noticeable, and I always got this like pang of like sadness whenever I deliver hay to the horses, and normally he'd always be there with them, and then yeah, doing the job that normally took me out to see Kieran and doing it and him just not being there, and yeah, it just kind of served as like a very solemn reminder every single time that he'd died. So I didn't like delivering hay to the horses at Shady Belle after that point at all. And yeah, no, I don't know, there was just more arguments and bickering, and I just liked Micah less, and I had to speak to him more if I was carrying stuff around the, or like listen to him more if I was carrying the sacks and stuff around. So yeah, just sitting there chopping my firewood. I quite liked that a lot more. And I asked Murphy, and it does count the epilogue, and obviously there's totally different chores to do on our ranch. And I was a bit stuck for this one, which one I'd pick. I think it would probably still be the hay. Don't know why, I quite like that. Maybe again, because it... Oh, I've gone the wrong way. It might be that I prefer it because it's a very big ranch, and now there's really not that many people yeah, hanging around there, so I can kind of go around and do a lot of stuff and never really bump into Uncle or Abigail or Jack. But yeah, the more I'm kind of walking around, the more chance I have of seeing them, and I think the hay and the water does that, but for some reason I just prefer the hay more. I don't know why. And I don't think there's going to be a cougar. No. There is something I really enjoy though about milking the cows. I don't know what it is. I think it's because it's like, it's so quick and so productive, and like in a few seconds you're just like, yeah, I'm milking a cow, and suddenly I've got a whole bucket full of milk. And everything else, it feels much more long and tedious, like walking the hay all the way over, and then that's just one bale, and then you've got to go get another bale, and you've got to do it 4 times. And this one, you kind of sit down, and then you just like milk this cow really quickly, and then suddenly you've got a whole bucket and it's all done. But the reason it's not my absolute favourite is because to milk the cow, you first have to shovel loads of shit, and that I like less because it's just a gross job. But yeah, so I think the hay, because it's a bit more of a classy job than shoveling and then milking. But I like all like the chickens and stuff. I don't know, there's just loads of cool new things. Like just when you think you know camp chores and you've done it all, suddenly it surprises you. Hello, wife.
You behaving yourself, John?
Nope.
Me? What a ridiculous thing to ask. Of course I have.
I sincerely hope so.
Don't mind me.
Uh-huh.
So yes, probably only asked as a joke, but I always take chores very seriously. And it was actually really fun to think about and pick. It was something I never really thought about before. I just liked chores, but I didn't know which ones more or less or why. I like questions, I think, that, yeah, make me think about things I hadn't thought of before, or realise things I hadn't kind of noticed before. I like all the questions really, but like especially those ones that kind of help me unfold even more of my experience. So yeah, good question, even if accidental. And as always, I would love to hear your answers or thoughts on any of the questions I've answered. It doesn't just have to be me answering them. If you guys would like to let me know what your answers would be as well, I'd love to read them. And as always, ask me more questions if you want. If there's anything else you want me to, answer. It doesn't have to be anything as long-winded as we have been doing the last few episodes. It could be ones like today where it's just quite simple. Today was pretty cool. It's had a bit of a dark theme to it, I think. Starting off, going and seeing the happy, cheerful Chelonians, and then them all just suiciding off of the cliff. And then ending with some blood-sucking vampire down a shady alleyway in Saint Denis. It's definitely been a very out there episode. But, check I'm recording. No technical difficulties. And yeah, we got some questions answered. We did some of the stuff on the map. Shame about Bigfoot, but you know, if the game says no, then no it is. We got to see Arthur's grave and Mrs. Grimshaw's as well. I think, is that all the graves now? We've done Jenny, we've done Davy, we've done Shaun and Kieran and Hosea and Lenny and Arthur and Mrs. Grimshaw, and I'm just realising how many people have died now I'm saying it all out loud. Is there anyone else I've missed? I don't think so. I'll have to look it up online and go through and just check that I've not missed anybody. But I think that's everybody who there's a grave for us to check. Oh, and Eagle Flies as well. I think that's everybody. So I think there's probably only going to be one more episode of these. Do you remember before I was like, oh, my one wrap-up episode? And it's become a series in and of itself. But yeah, I think there's just going to be one more after this one. I'm going to do some of the collectibles. I'm definitely going to get all the rock carvings. That's going to be my priority. Depending on how much work's involved, I don't think it should be too difficult or time consuming if I follow a guide to get the dinosaur bones or the dream catchers. The cigarette cards is probably going to be a bit more involved, so I don't know if I'll do all of those. And I really want to find Nigel, but also it's not entirely up to me. It's kind of, I think it's a bit RNG when I go to a place where he can hang out. So I would like to find Nigel, and I've been told if I loot him I can find some answers on him, but I don't really know how you loot him, and also he might never show up, so I will try to if I can, but never mind if I can't. And I'm probably gonna, yeah, while I run around and do the collectibles, I'll talk about those last few points. I still need to say what my favourite view was. I wanted to wait until I'd done New Austin first, and kind of seen everywhere, and then I wanted to pick my favourite view. My thoughts on the game, just as a game, so not including like the story and all of that and the characters, but just, you know, playability. You know, how easy it was to play, different features it had, you know, the controls, you know, just how it felt as a game to play. But then, of course, going into my thoughts on the story as a whole, encompassing everything, the characters, the story, how it started, how it ended, and everything, just, you know, how I felt that was as a story. And then lastly, what I feel I'm going to take away from this game, my final bottom line thoughts and feelings on this game as a whole. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I bet you those will get me talking. So plenty to keep us occupied while we do the collectibles, and then hopefully some really cool cutscenes and stuff, because I was told if you finish the collectibles, then yeah, you get some cool cutscenes, especially for the rock carving one. So yeah, one more after this one. But considering I thought it was only going to be one to begin with, how wrong was I? I think we've done pretty well. And then we'll be going on to the Low Honor playthrough after that. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode. I hope you've had a really good time. I've definitely enjoyed it, even though it got a bit mad at times. And as always, take care of yourselves, Outlaws, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye until then.